So we're going old school to Angus Young and ACDC's Highway to Hell, back from I think late 70s, early 80s, not quite sure. But we're here for the song, nothing else. Now, the cool thing with this intro is that you can actually play the whole intro with just your first finger. Okay, so before we get going, I want you to make sure you've got your PDF in front of you. You'll also notice it says D tuned to E flat. So what actually happened over there, Angus and the boys went to the tuners and they lowered the pitch of all the strings by a half tone, or the equivalent of 1 fret. We're not going to do that right now because it's too much effort and we don't want to spend time tuning the guitar. We want to learn a cool song. If you're playing by yourself, it sounds cool. Okay, got your tabs in front of you? Let's get going. And yes, it's the wrong t-shirt for the song, I'm sorry, but let's get going to the tabs. Starting with finger number 1 on the 2nd fret, you're strumming the open 5th string and you're fretting strings 4 and 3 on the 2nd fret. So your chord should sound like this, and you strum it 3 times quickly, and then you want dead silence. The dead silence is very important. Now watch fingers 2 and 3 and see what they're doing. I'm going to try and get a bit of a different angle. Okay, I'm going to change angle there a bit. Watch the fingers rest on the guitar. So what's actually happening, these fingers are resting on the strings to create that silent pause. And my first finger is just relaxing pressure. You can see very small movement there. That first finger is relaxing. So again, you can see as the first finger relaxes, those two muted. Okay, on to the next chord. Now we said we can use 1 finger for the whole introduction. If you look at the tab, you'll see a double 2 3 on your 6th string, but there's actually a chord there. Now what's actually happening is you're going to have it sound like this, and you're strumming strings 6 5 4 and 3 at the same time, but you're not hearing the 5th string. And to do that, I'm going to turn the camera against on its side a bit. And I want to point with a pen over here what's actually happening. My first finger is fretting string 6, and it's just gently touching the 5th string. So right over here, 5th string, I'm touching it, but I'm not fretting it. So what you're going to hear is dead. But at the same time, it's clearing strings 4 and 3. So that gives me my chord. Those two, that's dead, and the top. Now you're going to play it twice, and then on the 3rd strum you slide 1 fret up, and that gives you a G chord. Now I'm going to just show you from the front view again. I'm going to take the other fingers out the way so you can see the movement, like that. Now when you play that 300 as on your tab, the G5, you're actually getting this sound. That's a G5 power chord, but you're playing it differently. You're playing it like this, which is a very popular way to play the G5 if you get into more of ACDC songs. So this is a typical ACDC sort of, I don't want to say trick, but sort of characteristic would be a good way to put it. And the open strings, and that's what makes Malcolm Young such a cool creative guitarist. He just did his chords slightly differently. I've seen some guys do it like this. And you can see that doesn't look very comfortable, but this over here, much easier. It's just so much easier, and it gives that nice open string vibe that you want to capture for the ACDC sound. Now I'm sure by now you realize that the double 2 3 silence, then you got double 2 3 double 2 3 in a row. So you're going to go double 2 3 silence. There's your silence, and then 2 quick double 2 3s, like that. And then after that you play one of those at fret number 2. And you come back to your open chord, which is the A5. So slow motion. We're going to do this from head on front. 1 2 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. And yes, it should be a bit faster, but we're just guiding you through the motion. Now it's going to change so you can get a bit of a different view, so you can see the strumming hand as well. And we got a 3 count for this because it's leading into the first beat. So you're going to count 1 2 3, 2 and 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 3. And that's pretty much your introduction for how I tell the characteristic sort of sound of it. Now there are a few little changes I'm going to sit and take you through as well. When it gets to the second verse, the end of the second verse, when he sings, my friends are going to be there too, he ends up in the E5 power chord, just before the chorus. So if you're going towards the end, it's going to be 2 and 3, 2 and 3. And that will be your prompt when he sings, I'm on the high, there you go. Okay. Now I can't sing like Bon Scott or any other ACDC guys, Brian and them. So I'm not going to try. But for the chorus, when it goes on the high word, how are you going to have? And you're finally using more than one finger. Now I'm going to sit and focus more onto the fretting hand so you can see the chords and take you through it. When it goes on the high word, I'm on the... And you'll notice for the D, I'm not playing a full D, but you can if you want to. You only really need those two fingers. So it's an offbeat change from the A to the D. And then you reverse that 2, 3 that you did from the beginning. And what I mean by that is you're going to go. So it's the same vibe as we did over here. Same sort of concept, but now using two fingers is because it's easier, especially from the D to cross over. You can see my middle finger, finger 2, sort of in that 3rd fret. Just makes it easier. So it's going to go like that. So if you're taking it through your chorus, try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, 2 and 3, you're back to the beginning. Those are your essential riffs if you want to learn Highway to Hell. There is a really, really cool solo. I'm not covering the solo in this. This is more of a beginner to intermediate video. So it's just giving you the riffs because it's really cool fun to play. So if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Remember to try and use the first finger the whole way through for the verses, and for the chorus you can bring the middle finger in. And it's just really a fun song to play along with. Okay. Don't forget, if you're playing with the original, you have to drop down to E flat, so everything's a bit lower in pitch, but that's not important for right now. Okay, have an awesome week. Hope you enjoy the song. Take care.